welcome to the channel. I want to thank you all for joining me for another episode of George Reviews. Today on George Reviews, I'll be taking a look at S.H. FIGUARTS Frieza Third Form. This figure came out maybe like 4 or 5 months ago now, like back in April. I think I got it like late April, early May. It probably was out a little bit before that. I don't run out and get figures immediately like a lot of people. I didn't have it on pre-order, and I just picked it up at my local retailer here at the anime shop. And the reason I'm trying to pump this review out right now is because I just found out they're shipping full power Frieza. And I thought about it. I was like, I got a couple Friezas I haven't got to that I really need to get out before I get to that video. So that's that. And here we are. And here it is. This is the standard packaging from Bandai for S.H. FIGUARTS Dragon Ball figures. It is a nice window box packaging. You can see the figure, you can see the accessories. There's a color image of the figure within the box. On the front of the box, obviously it's kind of weird because you have the picture of the figure and you have the figure. And on the top panel right here, you have a black and white image of the toy within as well. Side panel, more images of the figure you have in the box. The back panel has a little bit of English on it. It reads Frieza Third Form up top. Then it says simple style and heroic action right there. Super modeling down here says super action. Dynamic articulation enables recreation of iconic action sequences from the anime. Have Bandai Namco right there. Side of the box you can see into the packaging. So let's get Third Form Frieza open and take a look. Inner panel gives you instructions how to interchange the heads and the face plates and where to put the spikes on his back and how to interchange the arms as well. Nothing further in the packaging. Now that we have Frieza's clam outside of the box, you can see everything he comes with. He has 2 interchangeable face plates, an extra head down here, some crossed arms, illuminated Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball depicting its illumination, the spikes for his back, his tail right here, a key blast, and 3 sets of interchangeable hands. So let's get into it. S.H. FIGUARTS doesn't tie down their figures, so that won't be any problem. Get Frieza out. And this guy sparks so much, and everything's falling. Oh, there it is. Third Form Frieza sparks so much controversy with his scale and size, and I too believe it's undersized. They pointed to some, I think it was like the Broly movie where they kind of retconned his size and showed you that he was actually smaller. But in the Namek Saga, he was just as big as Piccolo. We'll explore that as the review goes along. Okay, let's start with the main body. Of course, we got to get them together. Going to take off this tab right here that helps prevent scuffing and scratching. And we're going to add what the box calls the horns. There's a left and a right. You can't get it wrong. It only goes on one way. And the second one, and I do believe this is the right way, and they let you know this is an adult collectible. I've hurt my finger a few times just trying to lift them up and move them around. These things are very sharp. The ones on his head, it's a very hard plastic, and you feel it when you accidentally put too much pressure on it. As you can imagine too, but he's very top heavy, and he will stand up. He's not as bad as the first form Frieza. But you kind of got to get it just right for this guy to stand up. But again, he will stand up without falling over. All right, let's take a closer look at Frieza Third Form and that gigantic head. And if you didn't know, which you probably do know if you're a Dragon Ball fan and you're watching this, Akira Toriyama was inspired by the Xenomorph from the Alien series on the design of the head in this form. And it is very elongated. Spikes everywhere. And here's the face. He is smiling. Red piercing eyes. Huge shoulder pads. It's the same type of body from Form 1 and Form 2 with the lines in the skin. The purple triangle type part in his chest. And it articulates just a bit to allow for abdomen articulation. He's wearing black trunks. The tail. Oh, I forgot about the tail. Let's get the tail added to Frieza. Totally forgot. There we go. And it is the severed tail. Krillin cut off with the Destructo disc. Same type of leg, shin things right here from the first and second form. Feet very similar to the first and second form. It's different. I can't see any real paint apps, but no wash and no dry brushing on third form Frieza. What you see is what you get, and it looks cool. It's perfect to my taste as far as like the deco. So let's check out Frieza's articulation. With this gigantic head, Frieza can look down a lot. Look at that. And back, he can look up just a bit because he has this back here hidden. Frieza's shoulders will come up this far. The shoulder pads move out of the way to allow all the articulation that is built into Frieza. We can bring it around. We get it up this high when we bring it around. And he has the reverse, the back butterfly hands to allow the arms to come across this far, which is a lot. I mean, he can fold these arms. That is a lot. He didn't need the folded arms, did he? Look at this. Coming to his bicep swivel 360, elbow bend, wrist articulation, up and down. Nice detailing on Frieza's fingers, black fingernail. His abdomen rotates around like this. Can rock back this far, not a lot to the back. What about to the front? Decent amount to the front. Could be a little bit better. And his waist, 360. Legs, splits, front, back, upper thigh swivel, knee bend, ankle articulation. Frieza as far to the front, from side to side. Coming to his tail, Frieza has 2 points of articulation. If you have the first or second form, you know what to expect. You can move up and down. It's on a ball joint, get a full 360. Same thing with the secondary hinge. Let's go for the accessories. Here is the secondary head, and this face will not fit on this head. These two interchangeable face plates only fit on the extra head, and there's a difference in the brow. There's a very slight difference in the brow, but there's a difference in the brow. And these holes let you know which head you are putting it on, specifically designed to go on the specific head. So we'll go with the evil grin. And these spikes are no different. They hurt my fingers. So here is the second face on the second head. So let's get this off. And look at Frieza's Adam's apple. You really couldn't see it underneath that giant noggin, but that is a huge Adam's apple right there. I wasn't sure because mine was so stiff, but the neck does move at the base and this much forward. And there, ball joint and ball peg in there. There we go. Here is that secondary head on the body, and only thing changed is the face. I could have just showed the face plate, but we went all the way for the head. But let me show you. Now for the third face, I should be able to change it without taking off the head, as I suspected. And there we go. Frieza giving the evil laugh. Purple tongue exposed, nice molded teeth. He looks awesome. I'm going to kill you all. Okay, taking a look at all three heads side by side, trying to get a look at the difference in the brow. To my naked eye, it really doesn't look like a different expression. It seems like the expression is more in the face, but if I had to say, the top of the eye is more curved on the secondary head. Next up, interchangeable hands for Frieza. The hands just pop out, standard peg. You can pop the open palm hands on very easily. Let's take a look. Nice line work in those palms. The back of Frieza hands, black nails, of course. Lines in the knuckles, veins in the hands. These hands can be either an energy projection or holding back a blast. Up next are these open palm hands. Not quite sure what's going on with these. Maybe he can grapple with another fighter or something. Or maybe these are just to hold the Dragon Ball. And here we go. And by the time Frieza was in his form, the Dragon Balls were long deactivated. Frieza's final set of hands is the Energy Blast hand, where he used 2 fingers to torture Piccolo with Energy Blast after Energy Blast. I believe the third form is the only form where he used the 2-finger technique. In all the other forms, he used the 1-finger technique. Yeah, and I know how that sounds. Here is the energy effect designed to work with these hands. It is done very nice. It's a translucent pink and the tips are like a darker pink. How they pulled that off, I don't know, but it just looks perfect. Wish they gave him two. See if we can get his finger into the pink goodness. And easy peasy. It goes on nice and secure. I didn't have to force it. This energy effect is very well done. And now his final accessory is the folded arms, and it's just cut to mold to fit to his body on one side, and then he has the detail on the other side. And the inclusion of these, when you get it on, it looks great. But a lot of times adding this effect is a pain. So here we go. Remove the arms at the bicep. That's one side. And they only give you like just enough room to plug it in, you know. Almost there. And there we go. I've always been impressed by the folded arms inclusion from S.H. FIGUARTS. It's one of the things that drew me to this line. Truly, it's a little fiddly at times to get this on and stay on properly because you really don't want to force it and damage the figure. But it's well worth the payoff. But again, it's one of those things you're going to like leave on for a while. I mean, I can't leave it on because it's a tour review. But normally when I add the folded arms, it sits there for a couple weeks or maybe a month before I change the look. But yeah, moving on. It's time to give Frieza third form the size up and a rundown. Up first is first form Frieza. Naturally, second form Frieza. What was once the final form Frieza, which is now the fourth form Frieza. Here's Saiyan raised on Earth Goku. His best friend Krillin wearing Saiyan armor. And son Gohan. And one more comparison for fun. Let's get Frieza next to the cartoon illustration. That brings us to the end of another episode of George Reviews. So I want to give you my final thoughts real quick. I cannot believe I took so long to open this up. Absolutely love this figure. He is an 8 out of 10. My only complaint is I do believe he's supposed to be taller. And I remember him being about Piccolo size, maybe a little bit taller than Piccolo on the cartoon. It could have been just a cartoon error. I did not read the manga. Maybe it's different in the manga, so I don't know. Some people are probably more educated on the subject than I am, but in my mind he should have been a little bit bigger. There are some third parties that sell some awesome upgrade sets so you can interchange the legs and actually make this guy taller. They look spot on. But the only bad thing is those kits are like $50 plus shipping, and then I paid like right around $89.99 for this figure, so I don't want to pay half the cost to upgrade it and make this guy like a $140 figure. So it's a pass for me. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. I want to know if you guys are expecting the full power Frieza. Do you have the other forms? I think the only one I'm missing is Golden Frieza. And I really want to grab that guy too. Hopefully they do a updated version or re-release. But I'm not paying that secondhand chase market value for that guy. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching another episode of George Reviews. The reviews where every toy has a story.